Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments. Just finished watching Carson Jones versus Antonio Margarito. I have to keep myself pretty calm at the moment because I can't believe what I've just watched. Coming into the fight, we knew there was a history with Antonio Margarito, or Margarito. We knew that there was a history about him and the plaster in his hands. And luckily, Nazim Richardson, brother Nazim, was able to spot those in the gloves before he fought Sugar Shane Mosley. And then Sugar Shane Mosley went out there and put a total beating on Antonio Margarito. But before that happened, Margarito had already damaged the career of the then previously unbeaten Miguel Cotto, who I'm sure that night probably had plaster in his hands that night as well. But tonight was a bit different. It wasn't about plaster in the fist. It was about something else. At the outset of the fight, there were people who had question marks about this fight regarding Margarito's health, his eyesight. Rumors were he was medically blind in one eye. People had seen better days. Carson Jones coming off a great win off Ben Hall, and in the twilight of his career, seemed to be finally getting himself together and training hard and making the efforts in the gym, which he probably wished he had done early in his career. Carson Jones, as we know, regularly posts on Facebook about his training and the efforts he's put into the gym. And it's something when a guy puts 8, 9, 10 weeks into training camp, puts his blood, sweat, and tears into training camp to then travel to Mexico, Tijuana, Mexico, to deal with the kind of rubbish and corruption that was blatant in this fight. Now, people expected Carson Jones to win the fight. They thought that Carson Jones would get inside and do damage and stop Margarito. Now, for the first, say, 3 rounds, I would say it was back and forth between Margarito, and I was tweeting on Twitter a pretty good competitive fight. From round 1, Jones promised us that he would come out swinging bombs, and both guys went out swinging bombs. And I tell you, it was a good fight. A good fight. You're getting value for money watching this back and forth. Margarito landing shots, Carson Jones throwing shots. And for a person that was blind in one eye, Margarito looked pretty good. And he looked slow and stuff, but this is a 38, 39-year-old throwing punches back and forth. A good fight, a really good fight. And you think to yourself, this is really good. The referee from the start seemed a bit dodgy, but I kind of tried to overlook him. Jones being slightly shorter with his way of fighting. He fights with the head, not intentionally, but he fights with the head, comes in and buries gets his head in his chest and starts throwing punches over the top. That's just his style. So naturally, if you're taller, there's a possibility you may get cut or nicked or hit on the head. This is boxing. This is the hurt business. This will happen. So anyway, in around, I think, don't quote me here, in around the 3rd or 4th round, Margarito gets a cut over his eye. The doctor has a look at it. Margarito's going, oh no. Maybe 2nd or 3rd round, Margarito's going, oh no. And everyone's thinking, no, we don't want this fight being stopped early. Fair enough. Fight goes on. Then in the next couple of rounds, you're seeing, Margarito doing well, but then Jones is answering back with good body shots on the inside, or wicked shots over the top. Jones missing a lot with the left hook, but does catch Margarito with the right hand. And later on in the bout, as the fight's going down the stretch, you're seeing Margarito tire, Jones landing good body shots and starting to have an effect on Margarito. And Margarito starts to take right hands and left hooks cleanly. Now, during this time, Jones must have been called into his corner 3 or 4 times. And each time he got called in the corner, was to cut the glove because it was loose and then tie it up. And every time that was happening, it was giving Margarito time to get more rest. Now in his corner, I think he had a different guy in his corner. Now I don't know if I don't know what the relationship his trainer was, right? But I do certainly know one thing. I know certainly one thing, that before the fight, Margarito was talking about fighting Cotter for the third time. It's all right. I'm watching the fight and I'm tweeting away to people, letting people know what's going on. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read you through the tweets, so it don't sound as if I'm getting. Let me just read up. Let me get my tweets again, right? Because that's the only way I'm going to make sense of this, right? Because I can't believe what I've just watched. Right, tweets. Okay. Right. So here it goes. 42 minutes ago, I've tweeted, good competitive fight between Jones and Margarito. 40 minutes ago, I tweeted, what on earth is going on with Carson Jones' gloves? Because every time Carson Jones is going back to his corner and getting his gloves tied up again because they're going tying loose. Then I've said Jones is getting the better of these exchanges, and in a sense he can force a stoppage if he can put a sustained effort on Antonio Margarito. 38 minutes. Jones is going for it. Great to see. Then I've gone, Jones can't miss Margarito. At that point, Jones was breaking through at round 6. He was breaking through with big shots. Margarito was eating big shots. There was very little coming back from him. And these were big left hooks and right hands Margarito was taking really on the inside. Jones was whacking him to the body, whacking him upstairs. And then Margarito was throwing back with the heart and the guts he had. And this guy's got a big heart. He was getting beaten up. At the end of the round, Mikey says, come on, Carson Jones, friend of Bayloric TV, taking it to Margarito right now. Balls to the wall from Carson. And then, like Margarito, you see him like going back to like that against the ropes. And the bell goes back to the corner. I've gone and thought to myself, you know what? I said Jones looked to be on top of things, and now Margarito's gloves go. So his gloves went before he went back to the corner. I'm saying he's ready to go. 33 minutes. Margarito's ready to go. 31 minutes ago, saved by the bell. They need to pull Margarito out before he gets seriously hurt. He's gassed and taking heavy shots, sagged against the ropes, which I gave the description, sagging against the ropes. Now, that's, I think it's the 7th round. So I'm expecting, he's gone back to his corner. He's taken a heck of a beating in the round. And their cut was about in round 2 or 3. But they fought since then. So he's taking a heck of a beating in the corner. I'm thinking, if his corner's smart, they'll stop the fight. All right. So I've gone 29 minutes in ago. Good decision. They've stopped the fight in the corner. But it looks like Margarito is raising his gloves. That can't be right. So when a fight is stopped to the corner, the referee stops the fight. You think, okay, that's right. He stopped the fight. That means that the guy he's stopping the fight on, the fight's over. That means the other guy in the other corner has won. Well, that's the last time I watched boxing that happened. So I'm thinking, okay, next minute I see Margarito giving it a big one. Posing. I'm thinking, you don't pose when you just got the, pardon my French, you got the shit beaten out of you. You got put back in a corner. You got your shit beaten out of you, right? I'm texting people telling them, like, you're done and you need to get pulled out before you get seriously hurt. Next minute, you've come out flying out the corner going, telling me, no, it can't be. So they've gone to commercial break. Come back. I'm looking at Carson Jones's face. I'm looking at his face. Now, this is like 2 or 3 rounds now that I felt that Jones was winning the fight now. They took a point off Carson Jones, I think in the 4th or 5th. But He was doing so well in the round anyway. It didn't make a difference. So it was a 9-9 round. All right. So I said, he's doing this, and Margarito have gone to the break. So after the break's gone now, they've gone to the points. They've gone to points going, January Lenz Jr. says, oh, we've gone to a points decision for accidental clash of heads after 7 rounds. Huh? Okay, fair enough. Jones has won this fight. Something like 64, 67 in favor of Margarito. What? It was absolute. A man has taken his time to train, get himself into shape, and then this crap happens. And the thing is, this is how boxing media is. They won't make a big fuss and a joke about this because, you know what? I'll tell you why. It's not Mayweather. It's not Pacquiao. It's not one of the big fighters. It's not one of the main fighters in the world. Our boxing media won't do a big thing. They'll go, oh, yeah, it was a robbery. I move on to the next fight. It isn't a Kovalev where people are making stories about it and saying, oh, yeah, Kovalev should have, you know, he should have won the first fight and it was a low blow in the second fight. I wonder how much the real boxing media are going to cover this story. I'm asking all the boxing media to help me cover this story. It's disgusting. The board that is Tijuana, Mexico, the board, the Mexican, they need to be sanctioned. I don't think they will, but this fight, there needs to be the reversal of the decision. That needs to be a loss against Margarito. It's not fair to someone like Carson Jones. I think it's just totally disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It's a disgrace. I said people saying to him, sorry, people. Up early, Ingram missed the fight, so I want to hear what went down. Mikey says, Carson Jones has well and truly been shafted. I feel sick. Charlie C says, I'm fuming. Feel for Carson, absolutely robbed. Charlie C says, Marguerite and the fight ghost have absolutely ruined my night. Early morning. Marguerite should not be in boxing, simple as. Did Carson Jones win? Well, in my eyes, he flipping won. He was beating Marguerite around the ring. He just got robbed, Bo. Carson was bashing him up in there, pummeling him to bits. Real shame that this has happened to warriors like Carson, who works his ass off. A dark night for boxing. NBT, truth, he got robbed big time. Wasn't scoring, but he won the last 4 to 5 rounds as Carson, says Charlie C. I had Jones 4-3, up 4-3, and Margarito quit. And then they had the cards, and 2 judges had it comfortable for Margarito. Margarito quitting his stall. Joke, absolute joke. Are you serious? This Truth and Facts boxing. Margarito via Cyclops should retire. They need Margarito's Cotto 3 so Cotto can take this fool out. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that would have been a fight. Cotto, Carson Jones could possibly have happened. Yeah, the last 2 rounds, Jones was putting a hammer on Margarito. Jones was smashing him, says Mikey. Karma caught up to Margarito. Cotto will hurt Margarito bad. Margarito dejected after 7 rounds, quits. Decision overturns on points. Sudden elation. They knew what they were doing. Con job. Margarito should retire, says Mikey. He's an absolute finish, but money talks for him, and he'll sadly carry on after this total shafting. Forest Law didn't see the fight, but this shit sounds so suspect. Everyone in Mexico are laughing in the faces of the fans, and are laughing at Carson being robbed on the road. This is what is wrong out the sport. I absolutely despair. Black Klitschko says, I'm still dumbfounded. Speeches. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Jones saw it come on, was written all over his face. NBT Boxer, I didn't see see the total complete fight. I saw a referee wave it off. Carson Jones put his hands up in victory. I switched off then saw on Carson Jones' Facebook saying in Mexico, do you quit and win? Margarito, 68, 64. Margarito is a joke. Black Klitschko says, this is a disgrace. A very sad night, gutted for Carson. Us boxing fans need to take a stand, and the media should be covering this and stop being yes men to these promotions organizations. Thank God we've still got people like Bayloric. Not one big YouTuber will cover this. No, they won't. They won't. They won't. They won't override decision. It's flat out corruption. Travesty of the year 2017. Ward versus Kovale's one was close. This decision was a joke, really. Margarito quits and it goes to a technical decision. Is this a new rule? It's absolutely disgusting. And this is why people are moving to MMA and watching MMA and UFC. That's what they are. Generally, that's what they're watching. The best are fighting the best. This is garbage. Absolute rubbish. And I don't understand how somebody can turn around and say, well, you know, this is just part of boxing, and accept it. It's acceptable because fans accept it. Accept it because boxing media accept it. Now, I don't care if YouTubers don't follow us and boxing medias don't follow us. I don't care in that sense, because you know where they're at. You know where they're at. You know what they're covering. A lot of these people want to cover media just to get their ringside seats, and they can get their press passes. We all know what they're about. We know where it is. They're talking about getting views, but they're not talking about the real things that happen in boxing. Talking to people that really matter. Like forget about the promotional crap. Stuff like this. We need to look after our boxers. We need to look after our fighters. A good, honest fighter in Carson Jones, this happens to. This not just happened to Carson Jones. I'll tell you another fight it happened with. What's the guy's name? His best punch is the left hook. He fought Crawford, but he fought Ricky Burns. He broke Ricky Burns' jaw. I can't remember the guy's name now. And he was another friend of the show as well. I can see him now. Short, Mexican. A really nice guy, great personality. And I can't remember what his name is. I can't remember the guy. I can see his face now, smiling at me now when we're talking. Beltran, that's it. Thank you so much. Beltran. When Beltran came to the UK and he fought Ricky Burns, and I told everybody that left hook is going to drop Ricky Burns, and he broke Ricky Burns' jaw. That night, Beltran won the world title. Beltran and Carson Jones, two guys very similar, right? They will go around the world and fight anybody whatsoever. They will fight. They're what they call the real heart of boxing. These guys, Carson Jones and Ray Beltran. These guys will fight anybody. And these are the guys that'll get in there and give 100%. They'll train hard and they'll give it their all. Give me the contract, pay me right, and I'll fight. Right? And then you've got guys in boxing who don't train, who don't turn up to fights, or when they turn up to fights, they don't perform, right? Or they decide to miss weight. Oh, so I got another belt elsewhere. You get nonsense like that happen in the world of boxing. And we've got media people covering people like that. But something like this won't get covered. People who make bring the sport into disrepute. Oh, let's not cover them. But people who let's cover them. Those people who bring the sport into disrepute. Those people who are stars. Let's cover them, because we'll get our media pass, right? We'll get our credentials, right? We'll get to sit ringside, right, with our buddies and chums. Oh, I don't want to rock the boat. Dan Raphael's the biggest fraud in journalism business. Won't report on the facts like Ingram. Yes, a yes man to keep his pass and get those paychecks. Let me explain something to you. Look, I'm putting it out there tonight. I don't give a shit who's watching this, right? I don't give a shit who's watching this tonight. It has to be said, right? How the hell can I be sitting in a room in Ireland, sitting in a room in Ireland, right? Not work for any organization whatsoever, yeah? And flipping know what's going on in the heavyweight division. I know that Bermain Severn's going to be fighting Dominic Brazil, and now he steps aside. How the hell does this guy in America, who's supposedly the best journalist in the world, or one of the best in the world, doesn't understand, doesn't even know that Stavern's taking step aside money? And he's saying, oh, you know, there's difficulty in the heavyweight division. There's no difficulty now. Wilder has to decide whether he's gonna defend against Ortiz, or Joshua has to decide whether he's gonna fight Ortiz or he's gonna fight Pulev. Simple. There's no difficulty in that. It's just irate, and people won't pay me no mind, because they'll just turn blind until it happens to their fighter. I tell you now, mark my words, if Gennady Golovkin loses against Canelo and it's a close fight and they give it to Canelo because it's Canelo and he's the golden boy and he goes to points, or Canelo is beaten soundly and gets the point decision and he still wins it, Golovkin fans will be up in arms. I'm telling you, wait and see. Just wait and see. You'll see all the Golovkin fans come out and go, oh, it's not right. It's not fair. But this is where it starts, people. This is where it starts. This is where it begins. The reason why this shit continues to happen over and over and over again is because fans allow it to happen. Fans allow it to happen. Media allows it to happen. Those who control the media control the minds. Absolute mockery of the sport and mockery of the fans. And you know what's worse? When you go back, you look in the studio and you saw like a great fighter like Arca. I can understand Mexican, just the body language. He's there going, what the hell is that? The presenter's going like, what the hell is that? It's not on. I don't do this for views. I don't do this to be a superstar. I don't do this because I like the camera. I do this because I'm speaking truth. It's absolute travesty. Absolute travesty. It's disgusting. I don't know if I can get a hold of Carson or not now, because it's a travesty. I'm gonna try and see if I can get a hold of it, but I don't know if I've got crate to call him. Let me see what I can do, because it's not on. I feel so sorry for him. I really do, because he was well up for the fight, absolutely up for the fight. Let me see if I can get him for you guys. Let me see if I can get Carson Jones, because it's not on. He might answer his phone, he might not, but it's not on. At the end of the day, we need to support our fighters. First of all, I hope he just gets out of Mexico. Not on. I would do this not just for Carson Jones. I did it for Ray Belcher. I'll do it for any fighter. It's not on. Let's see if I can get him.
Please leave your message for Carson Jones.
Hey Carson, this is Ingram here. I'm live on BWTM Sports at the moment. I just want to say my just my apologies, or not for me, but on behalf of the boxing fans. That robbery was unbelievable. I'm just so sorry that it's happened to you. I know how much this fight meant to you. I know it was a big name. It was a big opportunity for yourself. We know what happened. We know that you win that fight. We know that Margarito went back to the corner and he was spent. He was gone. And I was shocked. I thought, that's it. They're going to stop the fight now. Next minute, I see my man jumping out the corner with his hands raised like he's won a fight, like he's Rocky. And then they go to the scorecard. Absolute disgrace. Look, champ, hold it together. Everything happens for a reason. I'm sure you don't understand it now. We know that you know how messed up the sport is. My word to you, my word of advice to you, just hold in there. I know you're going to be emotional at the moment. I know you're absolutely fuming. All right? Just come back to the States, cool your head, get yourself back in the gym, and make you even better fighter. All right? I know the opportunities are not great for you at times, and you're a dangerous man, and we've seen once again why you're a danger man and why people do inside the boxing stop you from where you need to get to in boxing. Okay, you may not be a Mayweather, you may not be a Golovkin, you may not be a Canelo, but you're still a fighter. You're still a man that puts it in a line. You're still a man that's got a family. All right? And the fans in boxing want to just, they want to pass on their apologies. And if there's anybody here that's in the room actually wants to say something to Carson Jones very quickly before I put the phone down. Carson, we do love you, man, and don't give up in the sport. Don't lose heart. Don't lose faith. Just stick at it, mate. Get yourself back. So it's just a sad night in boxing. I know you probably got a post-fight press conference to do now, my friend, but I'm going to try and contact you later. But Charlie Cutting says Carson is a true warrior. Boxing needs more people like him. So just come back to America, get back in the gym, get training, and don't just put your head down, mate, and just train. I know it's a couple of weeks out, put it behind you, and get on. You know what you can do. You know what you're capable of. Margarito was a beaten man. You know that. I know that. And the world knows that. So, take care, buddy. So, Mikey says, Ingram gets the truth and makes the calls to get the true truth. Why didn't Fat Dan not report this either? Why didn't he contact Stavern as he's claiming it's a mess up? Well done. Well done. Well said, Ingram. Many need to recognize this. Sadly, people with agendas such as Steve Kim and Dan Rafael won't say what you're saying. Con job in Mexico should be your title, Ingram. And because you said that, I'm definitely going to change the title to Con job in Mexico. It upsets me also. I'm just holding myself back on the verge of bursting out, mate. Let it be said. The fans will be buying tickets. The media will keep manipulating the crowds. It's a never-ending circle. What a travesty. But for anyone who says Ingram's a hater, you're blind, as he's a fan and a friend of Carson. I'm not just a friend of Carson, I'm a friend of the sport. I don't like to see the sport being treated with such mockery. People say that Mayweather and McGregor was a joke. Well, what happened we saw tonight was a proper joke and a proper circus. Hope Carson uses this as motivation to come back stronger. Get behind him, folks. This, Charlie says, this is boxing Saturday. Now a business. Now for some reason Margarito will be getting a big payday he doesn't deserve. Black Klitschko. These men should be kept in the dungeons for life. Won't happen anyway. They're bloody criminals. They keep destroying careers. Called it, Mikey. Haha. So I've passed on my apologies. Nemesis will still catch up with Antonio, who's in the business of destroying careers by cheating. We haven't forgotten the loaded gloves, which we used against boxers until he was caught. Carson's a true warrior. Boxing needs more people like him. They do. I feel sorry for Carson's exponent as I predict a switch in Carson's brain and he'll come out firing to the point. Yeah, but he did come out firing. That's the thing. He actually came out and started faster than I've ever seen him start. He really came out and put it on the line. That's the thing that pissed me off even more. He put it on the line tonight. He really did. And he was taking some big shots himself. So work hard, Carson, and come back on BWTM soon. Carson won, but not officially. Fair play, Ingram. Huge respect, mate. Not many in boxing community do that. Antonio won. It was a travesty, says Black Critster. Kudos, Ingram. Cheers. Mike says these wannabe journalists will shoot down Mayweather McGregor as a circus, but will not report on the robbery and the mockery since their press pass at risk. Pick and choosing again. Carson won every round. I'd say he won most rounds. I wouldn't say he won every round. I'd say he won most rounds. I don't know what we do now, man. We just Carson showed again an iron chin and our Lions Heart. One of my favorite fights to watch. He is. I'd love to see Carson Jones versus Ray Beltran. I'd love to see that fight. I don't know if they did. They possibly could fight actually. But Jones is up at light middleweight. I think Carson. I think what weight does Beltran? He's a lightweight, isn't he, Beltran? A light welterweight. I'd still like to see, just for the base of the guys have both got big hearts and both like to fight. If Carson retires, I'll be gutted. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't retire. I really hope he doesn't. So this is it. You've had a circus and a robbery in Mexico. Absolute disgrace. Don't let the cheaters win. Don't go out on that. Come back and prove a point like never before. We're going to try again. And we'll try one more time before we go. Because I do want to talk to him before I go. But I really want to call him. I want to see if we can get a hold of him.
Please leave your message for...
No. Not at all. We're not going to get him again tonight. So, I know we can talk to Bashir. Let's see if we can get Bashir and see if we get his thoughts on the fight. That might be something. See if we can get Bashir on the line. Uncle Bashir, you all right? Are you okay? Listen, I'm live on my show at the moment. I don't know if you've got 5 or 10 minutes to talk. Have you got 5 minutes to talk live? Okay, because my you know, DC Jones just got robbed. Yeah, I'm live though. Jones got robbed. He just got robbed. He was beating Margarito up. Went back to, and Margarito went back to the corner and quit. And then okay, all right. Okay, what basically happened was Carson Jones was winning the fight. He had Margarito on the ropes, hurt him. Margarito goes back to the corner, and then they stop the fight. I'm thinking Margarito's lost the fight. Then he jumps out the corner with his arms up in the air. They go to points, and Margarito wins the fight on points. He won the fight on points. A technical decision after 7 rounds. Well, Margarito quit in the corner, didn't he? And then he quit in the corner. The referee stopped the fight, and then the next minute he puts his arms in the air. So I'm thinking that like Carson Jones has won the fight. He's fresh as a daisy. Margarito's got no cut on him, and they've turned around and robbed Carson Jones blind, right in front of viewers' eyes. Because they're saying it was an accidental clash of heads, but that happened in round number 2. Okay. And who was the guy that said they got hurt? Margarito got cut in the 2nd round, but it was a small cut. It wasn't a big cut. And then afterwards, he goes back to the corner. He goes back to the corner, and he looks like, because that same round, he was taking a beating by Carson Jones. A beating. He was taking left hooks and right hands. He tired. He had nothing to give the next round. That's terrible. That doesn't help boxing one bit. It doesn't. It's disgusting. You know, I mean, when people can clearly see that Carson Jones won the fight, and they give the fight to Margarito. What happens? Carson Jones was beat up on him. He was beating up on him. Jones started fast. He put the pressure on Margarito. It's the best I've seen him fight, actually. Right. It's not good. That's a big setback for Carson Jones. That's a shame that happened. That's a shame. That's a real tragedy. You know? Anything else happened tonight? Not really. Just that. Really, that was it. I got tired of being in the house, man. I woke up and came down to Las Vegas. right now, I'm eating dinner, and then I'm just taking in the nightlife on the strip. Well, Uncle, we're going to leave you to it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Okay, I look forward to it. Take care, Uncle. There you go. That's Uncle James Ali Bashir there, giving us his thoughts. He thinks it's a travesty and it's not good, and it's a big setback for Carson Jones. We're going to try one more time, see if we can get Carson Jones on the line, because I really want to hear his thoughts. We probably won't get him because he's probably at a press conference, but we're going to try one more time for Carson. See if we can get Carson on the phone.
Please leave your message for...
No. All right. Well, we tried to try and get Carson on the line. In Mexico, we all know the fight was just a robbery. You won, Carson. Don't let this injustice affect you. Jones was punching him all around the ring, and they found a way to find a way out by robbery. It stinks. Total corruption. Jose says, total corruption. I feel shame of this kind of judges. Not all Mexicans are like that. I know. It's not good though. It's not good. Right. I don't know much more I can say or do at this point in time, but the next time you see somebody shout robbery, you say, "Oh, it's a robbery." Ask you, the next time you hear somebody shout out robbery, ask them, how many times do you shout robbery, or do you only shout robbery when it suits you and for your fighters? I've been doing this for a while. I'll be tweeting Dan Raphael and asking him to report the risk robbery. Yeah, get him. Yeah. Target these guys. All these people that you listen to, all these people you listen to over YouTube, you listen to in the media. Ask their opinion. Get them to put it on the line. Get them to put it on. You'll see the sort of people that are serving you, and if they really are the creme de la creme, if they really are honest journalists and not just people who want to get back slaps and be popular on being a good old, boys brigade, yeah, then they'll give you the honest opinion. But if they're trying to, they're doing it for the money, nice sweet position, no, it's not on. I did this as well. I did this with Murray Rosado as well, and with Rocky Fielding, and Rocky Fielding had that fight as well. He got beat as well against what's the guy's name? The guy from North London, from Islington. Rocky Fielding got his ass whooped. Ingram proving why he has the best YouTuber around today. Well played, sir. John Ryder. There you go. What? Dan Raphael had Margarito winning? What? There you go. Well, that says it all. In Mexican media, Box, Aztec, absolutely everybody said the result of the fight was absolutely incorrect. It was a terrible decision. It's a travesty. They need to overturn that decision. There's no way that on the back of that loss, not win, that loss, the Margarito should fight Miguel Cotto. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That fight needs to be reviewed. Carson Jones needs to have that fight reviewed. I don't know what the review situation is with that fight. He needs that fight reviewed. I don't know what it is, but Jose, if you're Mexican, please, can you interpret what that person just saying? Because I'll Google. I will Google. I'll Google translate what he's put there. I hope he's not making it worse tonight. Fuck the black guy. Fuck his Mexican mother. Fucking Mexico. Fucking. Well, you see. I just did. Well, do you know what, Jorge? You're an ignorant pig. Fuck you. That had to be done tonight. I'm sorry. What do you expect? The referee is Mexican. The judges are Mexican. The network is Mexican. Margarito is Mexican. So what? So Claire, what happened? Yeah, but even if that's the case, that shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be allowed. Jones was on the verge of getting stopped. He was being dominated by the home fighter. Quote off the bat by Steve. What? Well, there you go. Like I said to you before, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. Boxing will remain corrupt. The same thing happens in the US, UK, and Germany. Well, hey, I've called it before. Dan Raphael was bad enough, but now Steve Kim as well. It's very annoying. I feel for you, bro. Steve Kim just protecting his image again. Fraud of a man. Won't report the truth. Well, I'm going to put it out there. I'll just put a tweet out there anyway. I've made myself very clear. I put so-called journalists who want call a fight for what who I should have put won't call a fight for what it actually was, a complete daylight robbery, but we know you want to keep your jobs. So I've just tweeted that out there. Yeah, but they're arrogant. They're arrogant. They're not going to do anything. Well, you know, I work for this person. I work for this company, that company. But you know what? It's just people like this. I hope people wake up. We've called it. I hope you get over it emotionally. Justice will come. Be strong. Why don't we use the social media to disgrace these? Why don't we use the social media to disgrace these men called judges? Use their names and call them criminals. No, I think better still. I think we should be calling out these so-called journalists and disgracing them, because they're the ones that these. Dan Raphael's first report will likely be of the fight, and we will not mention any of this. Well, but the thing is, fight fans will want to see the fight, so you can't lie about what the fight was. You can't doctor up the fight. It is what it is. So if his report is anything less than what the fight is, then you know not to read his stuff in the future. It is what it is. So I'm going to leave it right where it is. Absolute robbery in Mexico. This is the state of our sport. Chris Mason has woken to the news of the robbery. Every hardcore is already knowing this is a dark day for boxing. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Rafael had Margaret 6-1 up though, but since he's tied to ESPN and has a verified tweet, these blind idiots will read the garbage. What's the point? Do these rats actually think this will lead to a Cotto fight? The corruption has gone further than just the judges, the referee, and the fighter. It now seeps into the media. Boxing Live, since they stopped the fight and before announcing the winner, Margarito was celebrating. That was arranged to make Margarito the winner, no matter what happened. Yeah, that's true boxing for life. Absolutely true. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Margarito could lose his eye against Cotto. Nemesis. Fuming inside. Let me try. Tom Craze had AKA box bet. Even had Margarito winning by 1. Wow. I need to rewatch this and score again. What are they watching? Well, now you know. Now you know. Tonight will give you an indication of the people that you've put your faith in, the people that you've trusted, the people that you believe are the best, the people that you are told are the best and the reliable sources. These are the people you've been going to for years. You need to start looking at your sources again. And when they quote something, to think, really? 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 Sad thing is, Carson won't have been much of what won't have been much for what he went through tonight, mocking the sport of boxing with money schemes, robberies, and corruption. Everyone's in it and making money. Of course they are. Of course they are. Totally on it. Gareth A. Davis said Margarito should be in a world title contention. What a disgraceful. Bet he won't report what happened to Carson, though. You know who I'm going to call? I'm going to call Abel Sanchez. I'm going to call Abel Sanchez. Because I don't know what he thinks. Flip it. I'll call Abel. I bet he won't pick up his phone. He'll be unable to pick up his phone, man. Unable to pick up your phone, Sanchez. Listen, you got to pick up your phone. Listen, I don't business. Because this is ridiculous. I want to hear what he says. I'm going in on him because it's not on. And it's one of his fighters from his gym. He probably won't pick up his phone. So let's see if we can get him.
Sorry, that mailbox is full.
There you go. It shows that Carl is not picking up his phone at the moment. That's Abel Sanchez's phone box. He's probably got another number and he's probably using it. I don't know. Let's see what people are saying here. Boxing for Life. If you want Payback. Let Margarito face Cotter. Cotter will pay him back badly. Karma. Wash your hands of these journalists, Mikey. Boxing for Life continues and says, if you want, yeah, Charlie. Black Klitschko says, yeah, Charlie, I believe we are making it easy for these judges to do what they like. Just imagine the work this would happen in a football match. Fans would storm the pitch. Yeah, they damn well would. Where do they get these judges from, though? Two biased, can't do their jobs at all. Black Klitschko. And attack the ref, which has happened many times in football because people pay. Agree, Black Klitschko. No, Margarito does not deserve a Cotter fight after that. Sad thing is, he has a name and money and corrupted organization back him. Let's see if we can get Carson. Let's see if we can get Carson. Let's try and get Carson again. I really want to get Carson Jones. I really want to talk to him. I really want to talk to him. I don't know how he feels, man. We might get Carson Jones. Hey, Carson.
Please leave your message for Carson Jones.
We'll try again. Try one more time.
Please leave your message.
Well, try to ring him. Don't mess to try and get through to Carson Jones. Now the phone's ringing. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I can catch him on Facebook. Maybe I can. Oops. Maybe I can catch him on Facebook. Let me just see if we can get contact with Carson. You just try and get him. But he's online. Mexico's the only place where MF can quit on his stool and win. Bullshit. 2 hours ago, that's Carson Jones. Hey, Carson, trying to ring you. Yeah, we're talking to Carson now, people. Carson Jones, we're going to have Carson Jones in live. Stay tuned, boxing fans. We may have Carson Jones in the house. Carson, can you hear me? Hey, Carson, can you hear me? Hello, Carson. Are you cool, chap? We're live at the moment. Okay. Look, you've got a lot of boxing fans in the room that really feel sorry for you tonight. I first of all, I'm absolutely disgusted at that decision. Can you tell us exactly in your eyes what happened?
I was coming on strong. Of course, I always start slow, and even the
commentators had the first round for me, but I started slow. Sorry, and but I was coming on strong towards the end, and as soon as I started to come on, Margarito felt he can continue to quit, and then they conveniently ruled a headbutt. It was complete. It was for lack of a better word, just bullshit.
That's what it is. It's exactly.
Nice stuff for you. And then just hoping. I already told the guys that I want a rematch. I'll fight them tomorrow. If they give me a chance, I'll fight them tomorrow. So we're working on that now.
So you're working and having a rematch against Margarito as we speak. Now there are a few people in boxing that actually journalists who actually think that Margarito was winning the fight. I don't know what they were watching.
Well, I don't know what fight they were watching either. I was coming on strong, and even like I said, even the unofficial judges, how the judges scored, the commentators gave the score every round. I was ahead.
Yeah, you were.
Like 2 or 3 rounds. So, and if he would have won a few more rounds, I would have stopped Margarito, and that's what it was. They seen the opportunity. He wanted to quit, so they conveniently ruled it a cut from the headbutt. And even when a cut happened, me personally, I knew it was a headbutt, but the referee never ruled it a headbutt.
Exactly.
They just did a job on it. So,
yeah, they did a bloody good job on you, as they say in the UK.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And it's kind of hurts watching it. It doesn't necessarily hurt about Margarito. He's finished. He's not going to go on to what can he achieve after this? I mean, everybody saw the rivalry. Only thing he can do is give me a rematch. That's what I think.
It's an absolute disgrace what's happened. Absolute disgrace, Carson. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how they were able to do what they did and get away with it.
Yeah, me neither. But like I said, it's Mexico, and I can't really. What can I say? I mean, I can only hope for a rematch.
Building a website is kind of like painting a masterpiece, except it's nothing like painting a masterpiece.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, I can't hear you.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let's hear this now. Okay. Carson, Black Klitschko says, Carson, great fight, good win, which you didn't. Hold on, that's what people are saying. Let's see here. Hold on, Carson. There you go. I've got people in the room talking about the fight. Hold on, let me get somebody here. Hold on. Black Klitschko says, Carson, great fight, good win, which you didn't get. I am so sorry, bro. Can't sleep all night. Feel like being around the ring, tearing up them corrupt judges. I'm sorry. Don't hang up, bro. Please don't. So they're basically saying don't quit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna quit because there's still some opportunities out there. I assume if the boxing world sees the fight and sees the backlash that the fight kind of gets from a decision, I think I'll still be able to get opportunities. Now, if I would have lost convincingly, and I felt like I really lost the fight, maybe it would be it for me. But I still got some more.
Dan Rafael had the fight 6-1 up to Margarito.
6-1 up for Margarito?
Dan Rafael.
That's insane. And that's the last person I would expect to have a score like that. Did he watch the fight, or did he just mark the scorecard before he even seen?
I've got no idea, Carson, whatsoever.
Yeah, that was that. There's no way in hell that he won that score like that.
Mark Stout says, Carson, we're here in Oklahoma City. Saw what happened. That was your fight.
I agree. But like I said, we're in Mexico, and we gonna have the obligation of coming into the fight. Hopefully, we're already talking to his manager. Maybe we can do a rematch in February.
Okay. Mark Richard says this corruption with the judges in boxing has got to stop.
I agree. It not only does it hurt. I mean, it's not just you're putting let's say a loss on my record. You're kind of in a sense taking food up on somebody's table.
Yes.
There's a win here would have got me a way bigger opportunity and for to make a lot more money. So,
absolutely.
In a sense, you are kind of hurting people's lives.
Absolutely. Charlie C says, Carson, you need that rematch as soon as possible. Margarito shouldn't be allowed to quit and then go go for it to a technical decision. Love from the UK, says Charlie C.
Yeah, I hope he never gets another opportunity. I hope he has no choice but to come this way. Like I said, we've already been. Matter of fact, the first person I went to, obviously I stormed out of the ring because I was a little pissed off. But when we got back to the hotel, I literally just finished talking to his promoter or his manager, and he said if he wants to, he'll do the rematch in February. If I could, I'll fight him tomorrow. So that's not good. It's no big deal. But there's more to it than just saying I want the rematch and they're gonna give it to me. So
To get him signed.
They bless me with the rematch.
Stefan says Carson is a warrior. True boxing fans know who won the fight. Mikey says I still Mikey says I still go ahead Carson. Okay. Mikey says I still feel sick after this blatant robbery. Everyone in that ring was cheating and trying to ruin careers. Have to rise above this, Carson. Come back, train hard, and get back on track.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody thought who really won, but at the end of the day, the extra loss is still on my record. So I appreciate all the support. Everybody that really saw that what truly happened. And obviously, like I said, we're going to try to petition it. I don't know if that's going to do anything considering we're in Mexico, but all I can hope for is a rematch, and I got to come back and make sure I stop early next time.
Okay, you've got here. Jose's been very good, and Jose says this. I believe he's Mexican, but he's been able to translate some of the Mexican tweets, and this is what he says. He says, "This is embarrassing, and the worst is the pathetic attitude of Margarito after winning. Regrettable at Arturic 40. The next person says, what a robbery. Boxing is a fraud. It was not even the cut. It was Margarito was exhausted. Hashtag fraud. Greg Sansko. And then another one says, it was not the cards. It was the corruption and ambitious foolishness of watching Margarito versus MAC. It was real robbery. Too critical. Let's see who else is.
And what's sad? We just watched the replay actually, and what's sad about it is what I didn't realize. As soon as Margarito quit, it's like he knew he was happy. He knew he won already, and that's the most screwed up thing I've ever seen in my life. How do you quit but you already know you won? It makes no sense whatsoever. No, it makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, it's like they already had a plan in place to screw me. So, I hope I don't lose out on opportunities because of this.
Jose continues, Jose says, and this is another person tweeting in Mexico, robbery. Media, please do not transmit any Margarito fights. If you do, so you also contribute to the corruption about giving him victories. And that's LAP Lap in Gota. That's another one for Mexico. Mikey Golson says, these guys have short careers. They are putting their lives at risk just to get robbed blind on the road with the odds already stacked against them. Sickening, absolutely sickening. Black Klitschko says, yeah, Mikey, imagine the training camps, what they have to go through only to get robbed at the end. It's unfair. It's pure wickedness. they enrich themselves while they destroy careers. So
yeah, well, I guess they don't. I mean, everybody's trying to make a dollar and shit. I'm trying to make a dollar. I'm trying to make a dollar too. I just want to get treated fair. I'm a road warrior. I never stray away from a good fight. Never. Yeah, I'm the person I always bring good fight to the fans. I just want to be treated fairly. And tonight I was really done dirty.
Let me ask you a question. In terms of Margarito, were the gloves fair? Was he punching any harder or any extraordinary harder than normal, or was he fair in that sense?
Hell no, he didn't even really hit hard. I had one issue. You know, I really don't want to bring that up, but it was a body shot, I think, and I had a real issue for a little bit, and I think I re-injured. There was one shot, and it was kind of hurting the whole fight, but it had nothing to do with the outcome because I was still fighting. Nobody even knew the difference, you know, if I was hurt or real injured or not. So I mean, you know, what can I say? I thought I won, and I got robbed.
Was he a big puncher?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it was you know, I don't want to go back. I don't want to keep beating the horse, but you know, I think back in the day, his power was more from. It wasn't his power. He was just a volume puncher, and he tried it on me, but he wasn't really landing too much. But you know, what can I do?
Do you think that there was a lot of talk suddenly about Margarito wanting to fight Cotto for a third time? Do you think that's what people were angling for? That, oh, just get Carson Jones out of the way and then we'll fight Cotto for a third time?
Yeah, I really don't understand why he was looking past me because you know, I'm a tough competitor and I always come to fight. And that's real. He lost tonight. So in reality, I should probably, you know, I would love to get a Cotto fight. You know, that's probably not gonna happen because I got allowed to in Mexico, but you know, stranger things have happened. So you know, who knows? But Cotto will destroy him.
Yeah, we know that, definitely. Mikey says, Carson is one of my favorite fighters to watch. As I said to Ingram, a warrior and balls to the wall every time. Your benefit does not do you justice.
I appreciate that, man. All the support that I do have, I appreciate it because, you know, you got to be a real boxing fan to support my grind and my style and my hard work. Because I'm a throwback fighter. You know, I'll take it back to the old days.
Absolutely.
Nothing special. It's hard work. It's hard work. You know.
I tell you what hurt me about this fight for you, Carson, is the fact that, you know, I did dig you out about that Brian Rose fight. You remember I said to you started slow? Now, you said to me you started slow in the Margarito fight. Well, I've got to disagree with you because I thought you came out like a rocket. You were throwing bombs from first round. First bell, you were throwing punches. You were throwing more punches than what I've normally seen you throw. So there was an intent to start fast. And you said you started slow. I thought you started really fast.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, the TV judges had me winning the first round.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I started slow, maybe because I'm my own worst critic. And my trainer, Abel Sanchez, he's been on my ass pretty hard, but he sees gaps. He sees certain things that I do that I shouldn't do. I should have been on his ass the whole time. Because we knew we were coming to Mexico, and we knew that they were not going to give me any kind of favors. They were not going to give me. I was already 2 or 3 rounds down when we came to Mexico. As soon as I got the plane, we were 2 or 3 rounds down. So maybe I should have, even though I didn't win the first round, I thought I should have probably won the first round 2 times over. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, stuff happens like this all the time in boxing. It's messed up. But all I can do is hope for the best for my future, my career after this.
Do you know something? I'm kind of thinking, looking at Miguel Cotto. Do you think Miguel Cotto will give you the opportunity? Do you think Cotto will give you the opportunity ahead of Margarito because of what's happened? and Cotto out of the person he is may give you the fight instead?
I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be I'll be so happy, but it's a long shot. I think, and honestly, I don't think Margarito will get a shot. I mean, he can't. I don't even know if he can fight in the States, but who wants to see that fight? That's a guaranteed loss for Margarito. I mean, at this point, he's done for it. Give me a rematch and sell off on the go by the wayside. Enjoy your life after. You got wife, family. Go chill. Go sit down somewhere, bro. But you can't fight no more. You know what I mean?
So you would be up for a Cotto fight?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
I think that boxing fans and media should put pressure or ask Cotto to fight you next instead of Margarito 3. Let him take you and mess up their plans.
I would be 100% up for that. But you know where boxing works. Put on. I'm doing an interview, live interview.
Oh my God. Guess what now, Carson? The Guardian comments now stating that Jones was finished and looking for a way out. Blasphemy.
Wait, you said Jones was finished?
Yeah, they're saying that you were finished and that you were looking for a way out.
I'm thinking he's colorblind. He must be thinking that I was Margarito and Margarito was me.
No, they know who you are. They know who you are. You fought in the UK how many times?
No, he's colorblind. He's obviously colorblind. We'll give him that. He's colorblind, or either he just don't know what the hell he was watching.
I can't believe I'm listening. I can't believe the garbage I'm reading. So, all right.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, Carson, like I said, we'll talk to you when you get back, more in depth. But get back safely. The boxing media are not doing you any favors at the moment. Do you have a word to the boxing media who are saying at the moment that you are, you were looking for a way out and you were 6-1 down? Have you got anything to the boxing media that are not defending you at the moment?
I think they should just rewatch the fight. I just rewatched it, and I actually did better than what I thought I did. Like I said, that could have been because I'm my own worst critic, but yeah, open your eyes and watch the fight. I was not down 6-1 at all. Actually, I was if anything, I was ahead. Further to the point, and even after the point, I was still either ahead or a draw. So wipe your eyes and go back and watch the fight.
Okay, Carson. Do you know what? You have the free reign for the title of this video on YouTube, so everyone can see it. What do you want to call the title for the video?
I don't know. I need some help with that.
No, just what do you think? I mean, Carson Jones robbed in Mexico, or
Carson Jones live in Mexico. I don't know what else to say.
you could say Carson Jones live in Mexico. We want something that will pique the fans. Well, Carson Jones responds to a robbery in Mexico. Maybe that'll be. How does that sound?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, Dan Raphael says Dan Raphael only said it was a war, failed to report on the shenanigans and the shambles of a finish. What a joke, says Mikey. Well, we've got it. BWTM have got you covered. We're going to cover you. We're going to put something out there for you, Carson, and we've got your back, your family. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, champ. We're rolling with you, and we'll see you soon.
All right, well, thanks.
Take care, champ. So there you have it. BWTM once again on top of a big story in boxing. Carson Jones there giving us exclusive on his thoughts on what happened in the fight tonight. We could call it con job in Mexico. Please don't do any capitals, because if you put capitals on, then we're going to have problems. Thank you very much, Black Klitschko. By the way, people, if you could give me an idea of what we should use for the title, the best title will get it on YouTube. So give me titles now that we could use for YouTube, and I will change it now. So please, people in the room, the person who's got the best title will get their title put in here. I know, credit to Carson. See, this is what happens. Carson conned in Mexico. That sounds good. Anything else? Any other ones? Can't think. Haha. Maybe Carson Jones responds to robbery in Mexico, responds to media in Mexico. Or Carson Jones. Don't use any caps locks, please, because Nightbox can fraudulent win over Carson Jones. Maybe. A lot of people can't read, so fraudulent might not be an idea for boxing fans. I'm not being funny there. Yeah, get the Carson Jones immediate response in so that they know it's an interview. Yep. Carson Jones reflects on Margarito robbery. Margarito cheats again. Carson Jones is victim, maybe. I like that one. Like Mark Stouts. It lets people know Carson Jones reflects on Margarito robbery. That sounds good to me. Along those lines. Carson Jones' reaction to Margarito robbery, full reaction. Might put daylight robbery. Carson Jones' reaction to Margarito robbery. Or Margarito. Maybe I want that rematch. We're looking for a rematch in February. Carson Jones reflects on controversial decision in Margarito. The corrupt judges in Mexico. Carson versus Antonio. Carson Jones reflects on controversial decision to Margarito. Immediate exclusive reaction. Daylight robbery in Mexico. Margarito wins over Carson Jones. That's cool. Black Klitschko. The problem is nobody knows there's an interview attached to that article, that one there. But Charlie sees a bang on the money here. Carson Jones reflects on controversial decision to Margarito. Immediate exclusive reaction. Daylight robbery. Carson Jones reacts to Margarito fight. We want a rematch. Maybe. I like that one. I'm liking that one, Mikey. Between Charlie C and Mikey, I like both of them. I'm liking both of them at the moment. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put daylight robbery. Carson Jones reacts to Margarito fight. We want rematch. And then I'm going to put in the bottom, I'm going to put Carson Jones reflects on controversial decision to Margarito. I like this one. Daylight robbery. Carson Jones reacts to Margarito fight. We want rematch. Okay, I'm going to use those two. I'm going to mix the two up. Right. I'm going to end this. This is 7:30 in the morning. All right. This is Ingram Jones BWTM. Don't forget to join us back here tonight, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Vegas time. Uncle James Ali Bashir returns as we look in depth at the World Boxing Super Series, the Super 8. We'll be looking at every fighter in depth, and he'll be giving his decision. All right, his thoughts on how he thinks and who he thinks is going to win. Right, we all need to get some sleep. Thank you all. See you at 7 o'clock tonight. This has been BWTM with another exclusive. Boom, we're out of here.